there, Jackie. You're on mute.
Hi, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good, thanks.
Good. Ooh, I try to get on early just in case I run across some technical issues. It gives me time to kind of work it out.
Well, that's good. Any problems?
No,
Oh, good.
no. I have another meeting at 7:30, so I can only stay on for 30 minutes.
Okay. I didn't realize today was a city holiday.
What city
No.
holiday? Cesar Sanchez?
Yeah, Cesar Chavez.
Chavez.
Yeah.
A different name.
So I think the city celebrates it today, but the county celebrates it on Friday. So I'm not sure if Monica's going to be here, and I don't know if CD10 will be here because they all have the day off. So
Oh. Yeah, well, the post office was open and I didn't hear, I mean, I kind of heard a little bit about it, but I didn't think it was, full blown.
well, I think it's a city holiday, not a federal holiday, and the post office is a federal entity. So
Right, right. Oh, boy. So are y'all ready for Easter?
I don't celebrate it like that.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
You don't have any kids too.
Well, I have an adult son, so
So you're way past that.
yeah. We used to do Easter egg hunts and stuff like that when he was a kid, but
Yeah.
you're supporting the Easter egg hunt or the spring egg
Pardon?
hunt? You're supporting that at the park this year, right?
Yes,
I
This
saw.
will be our second or third year, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, we used to be over at Baldwin Hills Park. They had a real nice thing going on over there, but they weren't in CD10.
mm-hmm.
So that's why I moved over here to Potter Park.
Yeah. How's your apartment building? Did you have any leaks or anything in your apartment building?
Oh my God,
this rain?
nightmare, but hey. Yeah, I mean, we need gutters all around the building, so water is just pouring off the roof,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And some of the balconies are cracking and leaking on each other.
Yeah.
If there's any problems with a building or a house or whatever, when it rains, you'll sure find out where they are.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Hey, Donna. Oh, she hasn't connected yet.
Hey there, Donna.
Sorry, I was muted. Good evening. How's everybody?
Okay, how are you?
Great, great. Thank you.
Good.
We had a beautiful day.
Yeah, we sure did. It should be fairly nice tomorrow until tomorrow night when it starts to rain a little bit,
Yep. Yeah, I'm enjoying the weather just as it is.
Yeah.
It's nice to be getting it washed and cleaned every few days
Yeah, that's true.
because we've gone through so
Watching it.
much
Yeah.
without.
Watching that situation in Mississippi is just so devastating.
It is. Oh my God.
It's unreal. And then there's another one supposed to come through tonight, I believe,
Yeah. It's really scary. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
With us having the two we had here, it was 100-mile-an-hour winds right there in Montebello.
Yeah, I
Mhm,
know.
mhm.
Yeah.
A tornado. That's
A
right.
tornado.
Right, full on. It was nothing to joke about.
No.
Lucky no one was injured. Tore out, the whole parking lot of cars were damaged. It was scary.
Mm-hmm. And now we're dealing with these potholes. I mean, I can't believe the amount of potholes.
Yeah, and then another house, I'm not trying to remember where it was. The hill behind them just left.
Oh,
What, in
Palisades.
Baldwin Hills.
Yeah, Palisades.
Oh,
I'm telling
Palisades.
you, Palisades.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I would sleep at night in those places,
Mhm.
because when it gets wet, we know in the past what Barwin Hills has had the same issues
I know.
right on La Brea.
I have a
Been a
couple
while.
of people that live in that area and they put the blue tarps down, you know?
Yeah,
It's a lot of work. And
it
nothing
is indeed,
guaranteed.
to try to protect, you know, the ground underneath you. And a lot of areas are made on something that's becomes liquid, really, when you have an earthquake. Certain areas even around us, but luckily we're kind of on bedrock where we are,
Right.
this area off Adams. But below the hill there, it's way different.
Mhm. Yeah, I was telling Teresa, I have another Zoom meeting at 7:30, so I'm gonna have to get off, you know.
Yeah, well, you'll get a chance to put it out.
You know Jackie Hawthorne. Did you know Jackie Hawthorne?
No.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Chief Reddix. You're on mute.
It's on mute, yeah. I think when you first come on, you're on mute.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, so Donna, the coffee with the cop,
Uh-huh.
that's, since we did it in August, the fiscal year ends in end of June, so I'll do it for the first meeting of June to get some funding for that.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful,
Yeah.
because it was such a lovely event.
What
And
was,
the weather was lovely. It was great.
what was the date for that? Did I miss that?
No, remember last year, in August, we had coffee with the
Okay.
cop?
Yeah, because I was gonna say I saw a flyer and I'm posting that flyer because it's coming up, right? In
Well,
April?
in August. Don and I were just talking about it today to
Oh.
make sure that we put it on the calendar and try to get some funding from the neighborhood council for that.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
There's nothing coming up.
Hey, Chief Daniels,
Hello,
is it Chief?
no, I'm a
Oh,
captain.
Captain. Okay, we can barely hear you.
All right, I'll take the promotion.
Okay. Well, I'll let you know how well you do after this meeting, and then we'll decide.
I
All
think
right.
that's certainly doable.
We normally wait till about 7:05 to give everybody a chance to arrive. I didn't realize
That's
when
fine.
I worked with Donna Jones, I didn't realize when I was putting together the agenda that today is a city holiday. So our park director and our representative from Council District 10 won't be here because they're off today. But I believe the lady who chairs our homelessness committee will be here, so she can also chime in a little bit about that.
Yeah, I made sure I reminded her.
Okay.
So she has everything.
So I'm really impressed with the monitor there and the cameras at the park and the South Seas house.
Isn't that nice?
That is
Yeah.
perfect. I mean, she can see everything. That's awesome.
It is. We are
We
thrilled.
got that funding when Mary Jones was still here. Don and I and a couple of other people met with her, met with CD10, and we talked about some of the issues we were having there, and they found some funding to put those in.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, 21 cameras.
Wow. Well, I have 16 cameras. I sit with the monitor in my unit as well. So I know how wonderful it is to have that, to be able to look at it and see all the activity on the property. It's just mind boggling. And then you don't realize how much traffic there really is until you can sit and watch a monitor and see it all.
Yeah, that's,
And it's curtail a lot of the, the activity, the negative activity here in the building, the stealing and
yeah, when people know that they can be seen very
Yeah.
simply, it helps.
yeah, we had one guy that ran into our gate. And so I was able to pull up the footage on it and we were able to track him down. We have that gate on the alley,
Oh, yeah,
that security gate.
that's great.
Yeah, that was truly a blessing. And then, like I mentioned on that homeless meeting, that homeless guy that was living here in the back in the carport, the police came out, and I haven't seen him since then. So that's another blessing.
Yeah, because you can see the cameras when people were there.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
I feel kind of good because I'm looking now at the camera and there's a guy in the lobby picking up his mail. I feel guilty because I can see everything. Everything he does.
Well, your cameras are obvious to people, so.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, I've been informed that when people ask for the footage, tell them that they have to contact the office. Don't let them know that the monitor is necessarily in my unit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no, you don't tell them where it is, but you tell them
Yeah.
it's there.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Right. I think that's Anna, if I'm right.
Yes. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
How are you guys? Everyone good, good. How's everybody
Good.
doing?
Everybody is good. Thank you for coming.
Of
We're
course.
gonna wait about one more minute or so and give some people an opportunity to show up.
Otherwise, we'll be very informed, the three of us.
Hi, Chief Beard. You're on mute.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
Good. Thank you for coming. We're just gonna be another minute or so.
No problem. If we can move the LAFD up in the agenda, it would help because Captain Daniels and myself both have other meetings at 7:30 that we didn't know about also,
Okay.
if that would help.
Okay,
Me
we'll
too.
do that.
We're honored that you are here, and we can play with our agenda as much as we feel like it. Just, I
Should we
have
just
one
go ahead and get started, Donna?
I'm gonna reach out to Ethan very quickly and see if he'll come, and then I'll.
Okay.
I was watching Channel 7 this evening. There was a lady on there that turned 106.
Wow.
She looked fabulous.
Impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we get started? I did reach out to Ethan and he's going to sign on. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to the meeting. Thanks so much. The parks right now have certainly a lot of things that we need support with, and we certainly appreciate you coming out. My name is Donna Jones. I'm co-chair with Teresa. And
Hi.
Teresa, do you want to start with number one, or should we?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go really quickly through the agenda. So we're
Okay.
holding this meeting virtually because of AB 361, which is we have now been released, and we will start having meetings in person. Our first in-person meeting will be will be March the 24th. It will be at the South Seas House. It will be at 7 o'clock. This is our agenda for tonight. I'm just going to go quickly through this. As I mentioned earlier, we didn't realize that today is a city holiday, so our council district and our park director will not be joining us because they do have the day off. It's a city holiday. So if there are there any public comments?
You said March the 24th. This is the 27th.
April the 24th, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, April the 24th. Thank you, Jackie.
Uh-huh.
Are there any public comments? Okay, and since not, and I'm hoping you don't mind, Officer Mejia, if we allow the fire department to go first because they have another meeting at 7:30.
No, that's fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much for coming, Chief Beard and Chief Captain Daniels. Recently, we had an incident at our at the Benny Potter Park. There's an individual who has, we think, is possibly homeless and mentally ill, and we'd like for you to explain how we can manage that kind of situation and what the proper protocol is for that.
You got it, Bob? You got it, Bob?
You're on mute.
You're on mute. Unmute yourself.
No, he said no.
So obviously, we're never going to tell somebody not to call 911 if they need help. Let's start with that. I would say that if you're having an issue in the park, if somebody is medically ill or you think they're medically ill, obviously call 911 right away. The fire department will send resources out to evaluate the patient and, if necessary, treat and transport them to a local hospital. If you think that it's somebody with some psychiatric issues, depending on what the issues are, I'm assuming that this person that you had in the park was not calm and was probably carrying on a bit.
Well,
if that's the case,
maybe I should have told you that Chief Cunningham, Captain Cunningham, was the fire representative who came along with a paramedic or a crew of paramedics. We normally don't have these kind of issues in our park, but this person had been there for a couple of days, was singing and kind of moaning, and I was the one who actually, I first called a number that we're given for mental health services, and then they said they would be there in a few hours. I said, a few hours, we need somebody to come right away. Then I called the non-emergency number. I was on hold another 20 to 30 minutes. So finally, when they came, the non-emergency came on, I explained the situation. They said, oh, well, she's moaning, maybe she's injured. I couldn't tell because she's under blankets. So they then sent fire department. And when they inspected her, she was without clothing from the waist down. The paramedic did ask if she had been assaulted, and I wasn't privy to that entire conversation, so I don't know. But I do know that Captain Cunningham said that she's refusing treatment and she didn't want to leave. So then the police arrived, and then TD 84 showed up. So I would just like for you to explain to us, if a community member is in the park and they see this, what should they do and what should they expect from the fire department and paramedics?
Okay, so that helps a little bit. So if you have somebody in the park like that and you feel they need help, obviously call 911. It's nice to try the non-emergency line and try the mental health line. Just call 911. You're going to get a faster response. And if you're concerned, that's probably what you want, is a faster response. Depending on what we find will determine, or what we find will determine how we handle the situation. In a situation like this, obviously you had the fire resource, you had the paramedic unit, you had TV 94, which is one of our therapeutic vans. Those are staffed with people that work for a Department of Mental Health in the county. They can deal with calm people that need some mental help. If somebody's upset, if somebody is aggressive in any way, they can't take them. If anybody has a medical complaint, they can't take them, in which case the fire department would have to transport. Though that unit is dispatched through us. What we normally do in a case like this, where the lady is refusing care, either the TV van or LAPD can determine whether they meet the criteria for a 5150 hold, where they're a danger to themselves or others. If they meet the criteria, they can be placed on a hold and transported to either a local psychiatric urgent care or to a local emergency room, depending on what the needs are. If they don't meet that criteria and the patient doesn't want to go to the hospital, we can't take them against their will, no matter how badly we think they need help. Because they're entitled to their rights, and it's their right to refuse our help. Unfortunately, even when we think they need it. We'll try and convince them to go with us, but if they just adamantly refuse, there's not a whole lot that we can do. We'll try and get LAPD involved, and if they don't, like I said, if the patient doesn't meet the criteria, there's nothing they can do either, really. So,
Well, in this case, I was happy that she did go with TV 84. But the concern is, if she's refusing help, and we have young children in the park, I mean, it is a park after all, and we also have
Right.
a facility that has mentally challenged children that they bring every day to the park, that these children shouldn't be exposed to someone without any clothes from the waist down, or somebody who's in some kind of mental state. So I don't think one person's rights outweigh the rest of the community's rights. So go ahead.
I don't necessarily disagree with you, but I know what the law tells us that we're allowed to do. And I would say in a situation like that, that's where you really need to get LAPD involved and get their mental evaluation unit involved. That's if the TV van can't do anything.
And we have one hand.
Go ahead, Beverly.
All right, so what are the specific criteria that you're talking about to have them placed on a 5150 hold? What is the criteria?
So, to be honest with you, I can't place somebody on a 5150 hold. I have to rely on LAPD to make that determination, or the TV van. I call them out as the experts, and they're the ones that determine whether the patient meets the criteria. It's basically if they're a danger to themselves or others, if they're threatening other people, if they obviously can't care for themselves. But LAPD really has to make that determination, or a psychiatric social worker that's allowed to make that determination. Paramedics aren't allowed to do that.
So if I call 911 and LAPD comes out, and I'm just going to say this as having personal experience, the non-emergency number is useless. I don't even know why we have it. That said, people end up having to call.
You know what?
People
But I disagree with that. I called 911, non-emergency for that homeless guy, and they were out here in 30 minutes. So I disagree.
Okay, Jackie.
Non-emergency does work.
As I said.
Thank you, Jackie. How about we just follow the protocol of raising our hands? Thank you guys very much. Go ahead, Beverly.
As I said, as I have found out from my experience, not your experience, my experience, non-emergency call, when I've called them, has not worked. Okay. So I'm just curious, because there are people who really want to help in the community, to help these people as well as helping LAPD as well as helping the fire department. And so what I'm finding is that when I am trying to do that, I become very discouraged as a person that lives in the community when nothing is ever done and everyone's hands are tied.
Okay, Tori,
Hello, I may get cut off, but I'll get back on. Chief, has it been an alert or a memorandum as to the steps that are supposed to be taken based on the mayor's new circle team?
Locked it up. Caesar said it's open. Oh, it's open.
Hello?
Chief Beard or Captain Daniels?
Yeah, Captain Daniels.
So I haven't seen anything come out that would change the way that we handle calls such as this.
Uh-huh.
We always, as the fire department, we always want to take somebody to get the help that they need. Whether it's medical, psychiatric, whatever it might be, we want to try and transport them to get the help that they need. However, like I said, if they're able to answer certain questions, who they are, where they are, what's going on, the date, if they're alert and oriented and we determine that they're able to respond appropriately, if they say they don't want our help, we can't force it upon them. We can try
no.
and convince them to accept our help.
No.
but
I
if
know
they
the
say
laws.
no,
I know the
Yeah.
laws and the rules, but I just want to know how the communication is carried out to all the people involved from the mayor's office. I'm trying to see how this can work.
And let me just introduce Tori Bailey is with the United Neighborhoods Neighborhood Council. She's our the chair of the Homelessness Liaison Committee.
Right. So
Okay.
I went to the same park, but the problem is I'm not sure if I'm talking to the same lady as Teresa did. But when I asked her name, she responded immediately, gave me her full name. But the problem is this particular lady, she said she couldn't get up. And that's what makes me believe it's the same lady. And so at this point, she's not the problem. It's the man that's by the bathroom that people are telling me is too close to the jungle gyms and to the things that the children are on. Now that's a problem. So I have yet to go talk to him because I haven't gone to talk to him yet. But
Tori, excuse me. Ethan can speak to that. It is the woman.
yeah, I want to know what's his response
It's
level.
not a man. It's the same woman. Ethan,
It
can
can't
you
be.
speak up?
It can't be.
Yeah, actually, it was today, after she was taken on the TV 84, she did come back a few days later, Tori, and I know you talked to her, but it's the same lady. Ethan saw her today, rummaging through the trash cans because today was pickup day. And this is the same lady. I'm not sure where she's housed right now at the park, but the chief.
Until
Hold
I
on a
know a
second.
name, I don't know if
It's the same lady. It's the same lady
What's her
who's down there
name?
next
What's her-
to Saint. It's the same lady who's down next to St. Paul's Church a few years ago that used to be exposing her breast on Adams Boulevard.
Oh, not Amy. Okay. Well, I don't. This is one lady said she couldn't walk, so she's way over there on the corner of the park.
It's the same lady. She
Ms.
roams
Bailey, this is Chief
around.
Beard.
Okay.
Ms.
Yes,
Bailey,
Chief
this is Chief Beard. You got to understand that over time, they get released from the facilities and they come right back to what they know. So the issue that you're talking about, you're going to have to address with the council members and Mayor Bass, because
Right.
this homeless
Yeah.
issue is just,
That's right.
it's citywide.
That's
We
right.
can't, it's not an LAFD thing, it's not LAPD, it's a citywide thing. And honestly, it comes down to money. So once they get, the help that they need or the help that they should need, they get discharged and they go right back to what they were doing from before. So that's why I believe Ethan just got on here and just said, has the same lady down at the church. She knows this neighborhood, she knows the neighborhood, so she's familiar with it. So she's going to keep coming back. To answer your question, I don't think she might not ever go away or, until she really receives help, continuous help for a number of days or months. But as of right now, once she goes to the facility and they release her, she's going to go right back to what she knows, going back to the park. And it's a public park, so she's allowed to be there.
Right.
But she
That's
is
true.
not allowed to jeopardize the health and well-being of the children there. And if someone is
And I know,
without pants on or nude, that is in jeopardy to the children there.
and that's when you call LAPD. And that's
Right.
a LAPD problem. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
fire department is not a catch-all. We try to do as much as we can. Now, everybody uses us to, solve 90% of the problems, but some of the stuff is out of our lane. We are not the experts. We're here to do what we can. That's why we have the TV apparatus. But, our system is just overwhelmed. We don't have enough, employees as it is to go on all the calls that we go on right now. And we're not equipped with all the expertise to address homelessness in LA, because it's huge. It's large, and like Captain Daniel said, we can't force people to do what they don't want to do, especially if they're A&O ×4. That means they're coherent. They know what they want to do. They're just homeless. If they don't want to leave, they don't want to leave. It's just like the folks that live in the what are those abandoned RVs? They want to get them out of there, but they agree to abandon the RV, and most of them don't.
Right.
So I would truly keep talking to your council member and see what you can get done. Go to those meetings at City Hall. But honestly, God, true, everything comes down to money. When all this money runs out, it might be more homeless people than we ever seen in your lifetime.
As of
Understand
Saturday.
that. It's tough. So it's money's behind it and it's moving in the right direction. But when it dries up, then what? And that's what we should be concerned with also.
Right.
Because it's limited resources.
Thank you very much, Chief Beard. Just a second, Tori. I understand. I hear what you're saying, and it's and I understand it. But we only have one park, and we haven't had many problems with homelessness or mentally ill people. So this is a priority to us. I know it might not be to you guys because you guys see it all around the city, but we're just focusing on our park. And if you're saying to us that you don't feel that this situation is a mentally ill situation, then that's fine. That's good to know. And we'll try to resolve it some other way. Tori, did you have another question, or can I go to Ethan?
I want to say really quick, I don't know if everybody knows what the plan is and what the process is that they told us to do, but until we follow that process, can we hold them accountable? The process is to call 877 Ask LAPD. Regardless of how long we stay on hold, I want it documented, and we need to do it exactly like the mayor's office requested us to do in order to hold them accountable. So they said, call Ask LAPD and ask for the circle team to be deployed. That's what we should do. And when it doesn't happen, we should document that. If it takes 30 minutes, an hour, we should document that. Then we'll have something to go back with. Right now, we all know it doesn't work, but that's the plan. And that's what was said on my call on Thursday. And I've been on the call with them other times as well. And they said the same thing. And I say the same thing. It doesn't really work. I've been using SLAPD for my interim housing stuff. So, but until we document it and do as requested, we cannot hold anybody accountable.
Okay, thank you, Tori. Ethan.
Hi, Teresa. Thank you. So, I did see the person this morning today as they were rummaging through the neighborhood. The person is definitely mentally ill. But Teresa, I guess my takeaway from hearing everything from what we heard from the other speakers is, I believe if we see somebody in the park that seems to be having a mental breakdown, we should just dial 911 and have the professionals come out, whether it's the fire department to come out and make their evaluation. But it seems as though, to me, if someone's having a mentally ill in the park, then we should move forward by dialing 911 and letting fire department and the police department make a call or a determination.
But is that a 911 issue, Ethan?
Yes, Tori, if somebody's having a mental breakdown, so
But was she is the question, because I went over there, I talked to her, she answered every question.
But
she
again,
was clearly
Tori,
coherent.
what Tori, can you share a picture of the person that you spoke with? Because it could be somebody completely different than everyone else has
Well,
been
that's
doing.
what I'm saying. This lady's name was Katrina, and I got the
Well,
last name.
it could be a completely different person. So next time you interact with
That's
that
what I'm
person,
thinking.
please take a picture, because I've
Okay.
observed the person in the park
Uh-huh.
close to children having a mental breakdown.
What was the person doing?
Thank you very
That's what I'm
much,
saying.
Ethan, for that. I think
It must
think
be
that's
two
probably
different people.
the best procedure for us, but I'm also concerned I'm unable to make a determination if someone is having a mentally ill. I assume if you're walking around without any pants on, without any underwear on, and it's raining outside, that maybe you are in some state of mental distress. So
Right.
that's why, and I can't determine what that is. That's why it's necessary for either the mental health professionals or the paramedics to come out. And I will tell you this, Chief Beard and Captain Daniels, when Captain Cunningham came with his team, Captain Cunningham was great. I don't know who that paramedic was, but he did give me attitude. He looked at it, said, she's sleeping. I said, she's not fucking sleeping. I've been standing here for 40 minutes. She's been moaning and groaning, so she wasn't sleeping. I did not appreciate that. But I do appreciate that both of you guys are here tonight, that you guys did give the community your perspective, and we're going to try to figure out a process. So when the other people are there, they'll know what to do. Anybody else have any other questions? Is Jacqueline still here, or did she have to leave?
I think she did.
Okay.
Thank you
I
so
do.
much,
I do. I have
Chief-
one question.
Chief, and Captain, thank you so much for coming. Even though
I
this
think
is
Miss Jones wanted to say something.
That's her.
Yeah. No, it's
I was
Beverly.
just-
Beverly Rowe. Beverly, you have another
Beverly.
question?
So for Captain Daniels and Chief Beard, I just wanted to ask you guys this question. I had been told that there was Sacramento was pushing through a bill called it's Senate Bill 1338. Are you guys familiar with either of you familiar with that bill?
I'm not.
Okay.
You, Bob?
Neither am I.
Okay, so I'm in healthcare and I've worked in these facilities where they bring people in and put them on a 5150 hold, 5250 hold. So this bill, the Senate bill that was supposedly passed, is supposed to give firemen as well as policemen and whatever their care team is, the actual right to actually put these people in a hold. And according to the Senate bill, they can be held up to 2 years. So maybe it didn't get passed. Maybe that was misinformation, but it's Senate Bill 1338. Because we know it's not your job. You're not a clinical professional to be able to determine whether someone is mentally ill or not. We understand that. But here's the thing. We seem to be going in circles constantly. You know, Chief Beard, you talk about money, the money not being there or having money. This is the highest taxed state in the nation. The salaries that we pay out in this city are astronomical and nothing is getting done. And we're sick of it.
And that's why we got to go keep going to the mayor's office. It's,
And we've been to the mayor's
for those
office.
answers,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it's everybody wants a solution,
Right.
and I think it's a bit large problem across the city. And we all gotta have our hands in this to solve this problem. It's just not the councils, not fire, police. It's the fire, police, council, public, everyone to get hands around this homeless issue, because you're saying that you didn't have homeless there from before and now you do. So just think what's going to happen within 6 months if we don't get our arms around it. They just took the gates off the park down here at Echo Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do see what you're saying. We're on your team, and you're right. We have to do this collectively, but it's like, how much money are we throwing at this problem? And it's only gotten worse. So the laws have to be changed. Policy has to change. And no one wants to do that. These people are mentally ill. I work with them. I've worked with them.
Well, I can tell you this right now. I work down at City Hall. When I look across the street at the federal building, there's no homeless people or no tents. When I go across the street to the state park, there is no homeless people and no tents. So I'll let you read between the lines. If you make it a law, they'll go away.
Exactly.
We thank you
So,
for saying
I'll leave
that,
it at
'cause
that.
that's exactly my point.
Exactly.
Lieutenant Beard, You know, the more
Tori, if you
the-
could wait on Tori just a second, they have to leave shortly, and we do have one other question.
Oh,
James,
okay, I can't see.
yeah, just, James.
Well, I may get disconnected, but okay. I just
No,
wanna-
it wasn't a question. I just wanted to say that, gentlemen, is full transparency. Teresa's my wife, and I'm also part of the CPAP board for Southwest, and I engage a lot in different levels, and we also work with Tori and the other leaders of this community. So we engage with UNNC, CD10. We try to deal with these issues. And I was with Teresa when that whole thing happened. And one thing that we have been informed, Tori, for your information, that it through Mejia and the others, they said, listen, when it comes to that park and that lady whom I've seen and I saw today on 4th Avenue and off 25th Street going to the trash, yeah, she's the same lady. And we were instructed that, listen, just call 911 because they're going to reroute it to the right appropriate people where they need to.
Oh, okay.
To advance it, so you're not stuck on the 877 phone
Yeah.
that long. It's a very uncomfortable feeling for any of us that to call
Right.
911 for something like that. However, given the odd situation where sometimes she's not wearing clothes and she's there in the park and she was just there sleeping underneath a water fountain again the other day, it's something to, we want to address because, the little kids and the other people that use that park, really shouldn't be, dealing with that. And it's just going to attract other issues.
Right.
But to the fire department, we hold you in high regard and thank you very much for attending. And like Teresa said, we're a small park. We don't deal with the whole city, and we understand that all of you do. But from where we sit, this is, a big deal for us here in this park. So, but thank you for sitting on this call as well from our part. That's all.
Well, can I say something really quick before they leave?
Yes, go right ahead.
I just want to say that the moratorium is over on the 31st, which is Friday, and a lot more homeless is going to occur. And while we too busy trying to, get the ones that's out, wherever, place somewhere, there's a whole lot more coming into homelessness. So unfortunately, so just be aware that the moratorium is over on Friday.
Tori, I have to say, a moratorium regarding supported housing. This woman has mental health issues and possibly drug issues. She is defecating on the kids' play equipment.
Oh,
We
God.
wouldn't be here talking about this if we were talking about Beverly Hills Park.
I
So
agree.
I fully agree and understand Chief Beard when he made that remark. This is the only green space we have in this area, and we're gonna fight like it's Beverly Hills. So thank you so much, both of you, for coming. We're gonna do what we need to do to make it safe for the kids that need that as a space to be. We have latchkey children. We have children who are using it during their actual day because they're in a care facility. So we want to make sure it's kept at the highest level. And thank you so much again for coming, because we realize where we are, and we also know that the 877 number over here where I'm sitting doesn't work.
Thank you.
Yes.
You got it, ma'am. You guys take care. We're glad to help you. Just remember, hey, keep fighting because they need to hear it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not, you know, a lot of people out there grabbing money off this, and it's not a money thing. So you guys take care and have a good night.
All right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
I appreciate it. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
for
Now.
allowing us to be here.
Have a
Be
good
safe,
night.
you guys.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you. Good
Um,
night.
Officer
Okay.
Mejia?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, thank you so much for allowing them to precede you. I appreciate that. How are you
Oh, no
doing?
problem. Good. I'm hanging in here. I know this is an issue, so obviously we're trying to do what we can. I mean, for the most part, I think the biggest thing is, like the fire captain said, I mean, we're dealing with what we can on the LAPD side. She has to meet that criteria in order to be placed on the hold, but like obviously, I think if we get her housed, if we can get her permanently housed, that's gonna be basically what's gonna solve this issue. Because what we have seen is she disappeared for a couple weeks and she came back, and like Ethan brought up, it is gonna be the same lady. It's the same female that used to hang out by the church. And why is that? Because the church used to feed her. Okay. And obviously everybody has their protocols, everyone has their opinions. But I think that when it comes to beyond LAPD and LAFD, it comes down from the mayor's office and what are they going to do?
Right,
Because now they
right.
created that circle team. And with the circle team, that the former mayor, when he did the pilot program in Hollywood and in Venice area, and now they put it in some of the areas of Southwest and elsewhere, that's going to be the protocol. Because when it comes to enforcement, they do not want LAPD to do enforcement. Now, like, you know, Donna and Teresa and everyone bring up, if it matches the criteria of a mental evaluation where she meets our policy and the SMART team can put her on that 72-hour hold, then LAPD will take her into custody only to place her on a hold in a hospital. But she's only there for those 72 hours and that's it. And then
So-
she'll get released and then they go back. But this is where I don't know what's coming down with the city council and the mayor's office of what they're going to do, because it's an issue and she's just one person, but citywide it's a huge issue. But I do agree with if people see her at the park and she is talking to herself, or she's maybe like Donna said, maybe under the influence of some type of narcotic, then I definitely would, you know, just call the police and let Southwest respond, and they need to figure out what they're going to do. And then at that point, because Circle is in place and in that reporting district where Benny Potter is in my area, Circle is assigned to that area. So dispatch has to send Circle over there. Even if she doesn't meet the criteria, they have to go out there and offer services, and she took them before. So hopefully she'll take them again.
Beverly?
So hi, Officer Mejia. So I have a question because I just need some clarity on it. So if
Yeah.
we called not, because I called Circle I called the non-emergency number and I was on a hold for more than 35 minutes. They never answered. And so I never got a chance to even get to the Circle team. So if they get out there, just say they answer, they go out there and she's not being violent, she's not, you know, in a psychotic state, they still cannot take her. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, they have to, but if she doesn't choose to go,
Right.
they can't.
That's my question. So if we see her and she's all crazy, and by the time, you know, the team gets there and she's calmed down and she's chilled out, then she has a right to refuse.
Yeah, but usually in a scenario where only obviously what I've experienced with folks that are homeless and suffer from mental illness, they don't calm down. And the problem is when they see uniform, it makes it worse. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
And this is why the chief and the mayor decided to do other things and developing the Circle program with doing outreach, because of the history of mental illness with some of these homeless, and then obviously what's been going on throughout the entire city. It's just not here, it's everywhere.
Right. But
the only thing I can tell you is if it meets where the officers respond and we know what our policy is, and if she meets that criteria, then they will take her in custody, but not under arrest. She's only being detained, brought to the station. SMART team will come out with their nurse or whoever's riding with them, and our mental evaluation unit will come to the station, evaluate them, and put them on that hold. But again, it's only 72 hours.
Well, here's the thing, because I'm a PA, I'm in healthcare. I've worked Ingleside, and I've been there when I worked there, because I have to do physical exams when they come in if they're in that state. This is what happens for those of you who don't really know. They bring them in on a hold, and oftentimes the psychiatrist can hold them there for 21 days, not just 3 to 7 days. They can put them on a 21-day hold. During that time in the 21-day hold, they actually calm down. They're actually on meds. They actually find them permanent housing. It's a cycle because they can't keep them in the group home. They're allowed to go out, so they get right back into the same situation. They get off their meds, and the cycle begins again. The system is broken. It's not working.
My worry, I agree with you, Beverly, totally, but those children in the park are our priority.
I
We
agree.
need to come up with a plan so
Absolutely.
that they are not exposed to this. So is it possible, Anna, that the park ranger or whoever is overseeing Benny Potter can come there and look into what is going on? The groundskeeper is complaining about defecation all over the areas where children are. The bathroom there, she actually stays next to it, which scares me. And the play area, she's not even in a back corner. She's hanging around the play area where the children are. And I just don't know because all of what we think might be able to be done, I want to come up with an answer to what we can do starting in the morning.
Look, I get off at 7:30. If y'all can meet me over there at 8 o'clock, then I will talk to that lady and we'll see if it's the same one or we'll see if it's two different people. And then we can go over there to people concerned across the street, and I'll go over there and talk to them and get them to get their outreach team.
I saw her today as well. Because I saw James running towards the park, and it was her because I saw her heading down there before he was running.
We have pictures. Ethan sent pictures.
That's not the point. Yeah, that's not the point.
Yeah,
I'm trying to say, no, but Anna, I said I will talk to her, but I'm not gonna do the interaction like that by myself over there, since you guys keep talking about this mental breakdown.
Right.
Now, what I'm saying is I will meet y'all there in the morning at 8 o'clock. And
I'll meet you there tomorrow at 8 o'clock. But
Okay.
just like last time, Tori, I was there and nobody came to join me, which, I get it. We all have work to do. But what I would like is to solve this one problem, not all of homelessness for the entire city of Los Angeles, not Echo Park, not
Teresa,
the tents in Venice.
Teresa,
right.
We laid out a plan. I said maybe 8,
Tori,
and I'll go over the path.
One person, just this
I'll
one
go
person.
over the path, which is right there on Arlington, and give them the details. They're the closest agency. That's their area. Forget all the rest of this mess, because we know the circle thing is not working. But until you actually run the course, we need to go over and make an appointment to sit down with Karen.
No, have them make an appointment and come to the park. If that's their job, come to the park and meet us there. There's no point in Teresa going again, or even you.
Karen is not coming to that park 8 o'clock in the morning or anything else. That's what Roger's supposed to be for.
For real.
Now, and they supposed to be the liaison to the city too. Now, here's the thing. We have to get people concerned involved. And that's it right now, because there are so many laws and stipulations, and they do have a hands-off approach right now with LAPD. So
all right,
all I'm saying is, you want a plan? That's an immediate plan.
I want her out of the park. That's my plan. And I want to work with that. So if you can get them to come out and help with that, fine. I don't see any point with you going to sit there and look at it. I'm not.
I just want to, first of all, for my satisfaction, I want to make sure she's the same one because this one was very compliant. She responded to me.
Lori,
I don't know what the heck she had on underneath the blanket. I
Lori-
left her one of the thermal blankets and she said she couldn't walk. That's all I know.
Anna,
Anna Mahia,
yeah,
Anna,
Lori, was
can
she
you
a
go?
tall?
Can you do what you said and take her to Hudson? Is it possible to get her evaluated at Hudson?
No, we don't do that. That's
No,
not. So
no,
I
what
have
you
to.
just
So
said, no, what you just said, whatever you just said when you was explaining your process,
with Circle,
you said,
Circle has to go out there now. Okay,
okay.
we have.
So can you get in
had-
touch with the circle team?
I can have them dispatched, but a radio call has to be generated. So let me see. But I'm going to talk to the park ranger that came out there when we cleaned up the encampment in the rain the other day. And the park ranger that does all the cleanups with all that stuff is Del Cadillo.
thank you.
Cadillo is our park ranger, and Benny Potter is one of his parks. So what I'll do is I'll contact him to figure out what other issue we have, because that we have an issue of her coming into the park and staying there, and we have the kids and all the other stuff. So I'm going to request that they start doing routine checkups because that is their responsibility. Now for
Please,
us,
thank you.
But that's not gonna move her. What
But
I'm
here's
saying
Please
is,
just let
if
Officer
he can
Medea
meet,
finish. Just let her finish, please.
so if we end up finding her housing, which that's the ultimate goal, because just like what the fire captain had said earlier, they can be away for a couple weeks, they can be away for 21 days, they can be away for 50 days. But if they get out of like a hospitalization type of situation,
Right.
they go back where they always are used to.
That's
And
right.
if this is, I'm pretty sure it's the same one that Ethan and Donna were talking about that hung out by the church on 9th Ave and Adams. That's her familiar area, and that's the issue. And now she feels like I'm going to go around the neighborhood through the trash cans like she did, got whatever out of there, and then she ends up at the park. But like Donna said, we can keep enforcing for her to be removed. But I will say this, if she's walking through the park clothed and not doing anything, it would be illegal for me to remove her. That would be a violation of her rights, and we cannot do that. It's against the policy.
Once the
And
park is posted, what happens, Anna?
if the park posted signs, then obviously she can't set up camp. If she's just by herself sitting there, not bothering anybody, fully clothed, just sitting there away, there's no law that says she is prohibited.
Right.
She's allowed to do that. Now, when she starts doing all the other stuff and we have kids and families there, then yes, she needs to be removed. And then from there, whether it's a hold or whether Circle comes out to find her housing. But the ultimate goal to end this type of situation is to find her permanent housing. That's what we need, is to find her permanent housing, whether it's in a facility of permanent housing where she can get certain medications for whatever her issues are. But I'm pretty like 99.9% it's going to be the same one, because she has good days, she has bad days. And it's just one situation, whether she takes drugs, we don't know, or whether she should be taking certain medications to keep her level. But at the same time, when it comes to the nudity and all that stuff, we're not going to deal with that. That's where park rangers has to come in, remove everything, and deal with her as well. So it's just working together. And, you know, if she's there, if she's bothering anybody, then obviously, yes, those are calls to be made to law enforcement. And then if she's under the influence, LAFD has to respond to that too, because those are additional resources. And if she is under the influence, then they can take her in an ambulance for medical emergency only. And if they want to place her on hold, the doctor at the hospital figures that out. But these are all things that we have to figure out. But in order to make her disappear, it's finding her that permanent housing so she doesn't go back to doing everything as a homeless person in the streets of the avenues and at the park. So it's just trying to figure out what her history is, her family, and what she's willing to talk about. She doesn't like uniform. She doesn't like us. And she just walks away, and there's nothing we can do where we forcibly detain her and put handcuffs on her. We can't do that.
Officer,
And again,
I'm sorry, what
I
is your,
think
go on.
the what?
I said, go on.
So the key thing is I think that whatever goes on, I think we should talk to the council office, get them involved, because this is a situation where we do have the homeless, and we do have, you know, things that are going to be happening at the park through the springtime, through summertime with the after school programs. And to just make this situation disappear is to have her have permanent housing. So I'm going to have to get a hold of Circle to find out what I can do. I am going to get a hold, if Tori has a name, can you text that to me or email it to me with her date of birth? Because then I can ask my mental evaluation unit if she is in the system, then I can let them know what's been going on, because I already spoke to our SLO down at our MEU unit to see if I know who she is, but I only have a first name. And when I've been looking for her, I can't find her. So now that she is back out, she must have went somewhere during the rain because she wasn't at the park. So she's going somewhere. I just can't figure out where she's going, because she disappears and then all of a sudden on the sunny day she came back out. So if Tori has a name on somebody, I can run it that way. And then that's another step we can take. But I will reach out to our park ranger who is responsible for Benny Potter, and I'm going to ask if I have them show up more and handle the situation as well.
Officer,
That would help.
I just have a question. What is your definition of permanent housing for a person who suffers from mental illness?
Well, permanent housing would be where they find them a place, whether it's in one of those hotels where they put into rooms. And with anybody with mental illness, they have the staff that, whether it's a nurse to do checkups and medicine to give these persons to level out whatever mental illness they suffer from. And it gets them on the right track. And that puts them on a different path instead of continuously releasing them after a certain amount of time back onto the streets, and then they go back into the same thing that they've been doing.
Right. And so what I'm telling you is, being a healthcare provider, and I've worked at Ingleside, we get them permanent housing in board and care facilities where that what you just described happens. They can't force them to stay there. They go back out and the cycle begins again. This is what I'm saying.
Well,
So when you
that's
say
where
permanent housing for a mentally ill person, they can refuse medication in those facilities even.
you guys vote for your mayors and the city council folks.
You're
telling
right.
you, this is the first time. If you want my personal opinion, I'm going to say it.
Listen, and I'm here to say I didn't vote for Karen Bass, okay?
I just feel that we have to pay attention to everything that comes out, because this is the worst in the 26 years of me being a police officer for the city of LA where I've seen it like this. This is the worst I've ever seen the homeless crisis in our city. And now it's getting worse because me as a police officer and as a SLO here at Southwest, they don't want me to enforce or even interact with the homeless people.
Right.
It's making it harder for us to do our job.
We know that. We appreciate you, Officer Mejia. We really
Yes,
do.
we do. But right now, I appreciate Delgadillo going over there tomorrow and maybe doing some kind of evaluation. If anything, that would help a lot.
Okay.
Because that's
what
a
I'll
start.
do, I'll reach out to him, and then I'll keep you posted, Donna, and everybody, and then let you know, and then whatever else we can do, and then just increase patrols and stuff for the kids. And obviously it is supposed to rain Tuesday and Wednesday, But on the sunnier days, obviously, I don't want this to be an ongoing problem with her. So we'll have to figure it out. Tori, if you have her date of birth and whatever info you do have, if it's the same person, I do know the first name, and then I can reach out to my MEU unit and see what else we can do and see what the background is.
Tori jumped off, but I believe the lady's name
Okay.
is Katrina Gaines. But I don't know, I'm trying to remember, I think there was a text or something that came out. I don't know if there was a birth date, but if I will meet Tori tomorrow morning, and if the lady's there, I'll try to, I'm not going to talk to her, but I'll support Tori and try to get that date of birth tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. And then just send that to me, and then Teresa, and then I'll go ahead and have her run in the system to figure out what her, sometimes if they've been homeless for a while, it might have an address. We try to figure it out. But even if she has been placed on holds, it'll show what she suffers from. So I'll be able to get all that history.
Okay, that's great.
And
Thank you
Anna,
very much.
by the way, Ethan thinks she might have a place she lives because he sees her and she has clean clothes and she has changed.
Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking.
She's
during
not
the storm.
there 24 hours. I don't think she sleeps in the park.
Yeah, no, because at nighttime, my guys in the nighttime, they don't see her, because I was trying to figure out if she's trying to set up camp and sleep there overnight, but she's not there. So that's why she's going somewhere, because she'll disappear for a few days and then she pops up.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm trying to figure out. Where
I
is
agree.
she?
I'm sorry, Officer B. I was saying I agree with you because I took pictures of her on Saturday at the park, and the outfit she was wearing today was completely different than the outfit she was wearing Saturday. So it does seem like she's
Yeah.
going somewhere and coming back sporadically. Like you said, if she's having a bad day, she heads towards the park, or maybe a good day, she
Yeah.
heads towards the park.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And Ethan, can you share with us the person who was hanging around the park today? If this is the same guy who was causing problems on 7th Avenue, and if this person is hanging around the bathrooms, can we talk about that a little bit?
I'm sorry, it's the same person we've been discussing the entire time, Teresa. And
I'm
I
talking
shared
about
those
the guy, not the lady, the guy.
the person on Saturday was a woman. It's the same person.
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about something completely different. I'm not talking about the lady.
Okay,
never mind.
then I don't follow I don't know about the other incident.
Okay, never mind then. Does anybody else have any other questions for Officer Mejia? Beverly, is your hand still up?
No, I'm sorry, it's not. Sorry, let me take it down. Sorry, thanks.
Thank you, Anna. The man who's jumping the freeway is still, I think Teresa might be talking about the guy who's jumping the wall at the freeway and
Oh, that was going on Jeff's porch?
yes. And he comes and goes too. Also another mental health issue. And Highway
Okay.
Patrol has simply not answered. So that's
Of
just
course.
been, but he hasn't been at the park, thank God. Thank you so
Yeah, no.
much for coming.
Okay, you
Yeah.
guys all have a good night.
Yes, thank you very much. I am mistaken, so sorry. Thank you very much.
Okay, take care.
Okay.
All right, good night.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Kylene. Thank you for joining us. You're still on mute. I don't have anything else because today was a holiday. CD10 was unable to join us, and the park director is not here either because they're both, it's a city holiday, so neither one of them are here. Let me just check our agenda. We will be meeting in person at our next meeting in the South Seas House. So I hope everybody can join us. I believe Tori's back. Did you have any
Yes.
other follow-up questions, Tori, or comments?
Yeah, can that ordinance that you say is gonna be posted, Donna, is it possible to print that out for me? And or either just,
Or you want to just see the sign? 'Cause that's
yeah.
all I have. I don't have the ordinance.
Okay. The ordinance is on the sign though, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So yeah, let me see that because I can get her out of there based on that. But I'll go to
We're not posted yet. It
no, I
isn't
know,
posted.
I know, but it's still the law.
Right.
Whether it's posted or not, it still can be used as a means to for the purpose.
Well, it's not, that ordinance is only effective at certain parts, certain parks. Not every park falls under that ordinance. And it really is just, it states that you can't have any encampments. It doesn't say that a mentally ill person can't be there. It just says you, they're,
No, it is a law then. It's another one. It's another one then. If that's all that one says, it's another one that does state that they're not supposed to be so many feet where children, schools, parks, and it's another one. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
So I'll use that to talk to Path. But has Roger responded at all? Did you invite him to this?
Yes, he's been invited and notified, given pictures. He's aware of everything. And I think Ethan wrote to both Eric and Roger today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Eric seems to be a little more concerned. He's even called me for a couple other people on Crenshaw, but I still have clothes in the car for her because she didn't have on any clothes at the bottom either. So that's why I said even the lady Amy that used to be on Jefferson would undress and take a bath in the fountain at the park over there on Jefferson. So I was like, oh my God. So I went and talked to Amy. So it's quite a few that take their clothes off. So that's one of them things. Even the girl at the interim housing that I had to call the police on because I don't make it a habit of calling the police when they get out of control because I usually can handle it. But this one in particular was far away from me and had that stick and was knocking on other people's doors, putting other people in danger. So she didn't have on, she had on clothes, but they were see-through. It was like netted. So I'm just saying that's one of them things. So I'm not until we get names each time and start documenting more appropriately that we know for certain. But I'm gonna go over there when I get off in the morning and see if I can get past outreach team over there because they do have case management and everything to put her in proper housing.
all right, well, I will meet you there tomorrow, Tori, and also Anna Maria asked if we could not only just get her name, but also her date of birth. And then she can check and see if she's already registered in the system.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do when I get to work tonight. I was gonna look and see if she's in there. Her name's Katrina Gaines. But yeah.
Well, I appreciate your work, Tori. If we could just get this one person, I know that, you know, Beverly mentioned that housing, this person might not work in the long term because if she is mentally ill, she's not taking her medication, there can be all, you know, some.
No, that's why I
consequences to
said
that.
proper housing. They have all types of housing.
Well, let's just try to get proper housing for one person, just this one person, so that the children in the park don't have to look at somebody nude. And also, I'm really concerned about that group home that has the mentally challenged children. When she was moaning and groaning before, and that instructor brought the young man over to go to the bathroom, he was clearly upset about that, and they shouldn't have to experience that. They already have challenges. So to be frightened by this lady moaning and groaning, it's you know. So
yeah.
let's see if we
Yeah,
can.
that's traumatizing for a child that doesn't have the capacity to understand any of that.
Well,
Exactly.
I know we'll just keep on pretending like that they can't do anything about it. I do know they can, because
They
if this
can.
park was in Hancock Park or in Beverly Hills, she wouldn't be there.
That's
So
true.
I know that, we all
100%.
know that,
100%.
but I'm gonna try to be calm about it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, wait till tomorrow this time.
I still think it's nice of you to want to go at 8 o'clock in the morning, But I don't think that's going to start them to do anything that they couldn't do if you told them that she's at the park between Second and Third Avenue. Go over with your team. But, and you have a name, so I'm
Well,
not sure why they don't do their job. You're doing it for them.
which one? Who, you mean the council office?
The place on Arlington Path.
Oh, pass. Well, that's a good question, really.
And you
That's
had
really a good question.
you had a wonderful group of people at your homeless committee. One of them could go to that space and take care of it. They said they do.
Huh? You talk about the circle team?
No, the other team, there was another man there.
Urban Alchemy. Urban Alchemy.
Yes.
Believe it or not, that's Keenan. You just don't recognize him because he's come to our union meetings before, and he's been clean, cut, shaven, and everything. And now he done switched up and just decided to, go reggae or some rock stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the same person. But
well, thank you for attempting, Tori, but I would just ask you to call it in rather than you going to expose yourself to because it's not going to make a difference. We know a name. If you can get a birthday, fine, but
it'll make a difference if we put forth the effort to make a difference. Now, if I'm gonna go over the path, she may not even belong the path. So when I look her up in the system, I'll see who the agency is that's supposed to have her.
Well, I'll be happy to drive over after I get out of the chicken yard in the morning and join you guys. But like I said, if it's the same thing,
you gotta have positive thinking.
You're not gonna be happy with me tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you.
You'll be all right.
No, I won't.
Yes,
Because as far as I'm concerned, they're getting paid. Let them deal with it.
Now I agree with that, but whatever. They obviously not. Well, I'm not gonna say that. Roger's gonna say that they have so many people that they la 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 la. But we just, we had one that died on in front of the library. Supposedly he was in Prince's band before, but he died of the hypothermia.
In hypothermia here in Los Angeles?
Right there in front of the Washington Urban Library. Because I talked to him on the bus stop before. Once Mr. Terrell mentioned it to me. And Mr. Terrell is the one that lives in the library back there. I took them some food last week.
And they're not supposed to be at the library either. Remember the sign?
Donna, that's what they got to be where I know where they are. They got to stay where
Okay,
they are, so I know where to send people.
I'll tell them your street. Give me your address.
Whose address?
Okay.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Kylene has been trying to get on, but she keeps falling off.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody who's come out tonight. I'm
on, Donna. I got it now. Hi, everyone.
Okay. We've been dealing with the problem with the park, the lady who is hanging out in the park around the bathroom.
I know. I saw her 2 weeks ago. I was like, who is that? That was somebody new. I've never seen her before walking down 25th Street towards 7th. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
So
she was walking down 7th?
Yeah, she was walking down 25th towards 7th with her blanket and her pillow and all her stuff.
What day was this?
It was about 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure. It was a weekday because I was taking the kids to school. It was in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
She can walk, Tori.
Okay.
Yeah, she can walk. She can walk. She's walking real good. She's walking real
we
fine.
can walk her on out of that park tomorrow then. Sure. If she can walk. Okay, I'll see you in the morning.
Okay, Tori, I'll be there. Let me just check. Do we have any old business or any follow-up to anything, Donna?
Teresa, I do have a follow-up.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
okay, certainly, Ethan.
To the topic we were just speaking of. I did send Roger and I forgot the other gentleman's name from TV10. Say Eric.
Yes.
An email today with the pictures that I had requesting the sign that Donna was speaking on.
Mm-hmm.
And I did request that when they it's my understanding from Eric's response that it's in flight right now. I guess they're still working on it. But I did request, and I just want to bring this up to the group, that when they do create the radius, that they include 23rd Street over behind me's house and the water catchment. They're on, just so that, you know, in the future, if we have any other issues with a homeless encampment or something like this, it would also include those areas where we've had issues in the past.
So you're asking that they post it over there also?
Well, no, because in West LA, when they post for under the bridges, the radius is about a mile wide.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I don't want the radius when they post it to be small when in West LA, when they do the radius of the, because like again, in West LA, they're not posting them just in parks, they're posting them under freeway overpasses. And it's about a mile radius.
Wow. Okay.
So I asked them to widen our
parameters.
So at least it reaches up to 23rd Street, where there are people that have been having encampments in the water catchment there in the past.
So I've been able to share the signage that is in Leslie Shaw Park. It's a special enforcement zone. And it says no person shall sit, lie, sleep, or allow items to remain in the public right of way within 500 feet of 2223 West Jefferson, which is the Leslie Shaw Park. So Ethan, what you'd like her to say, instead of 500 feet, to say 1 mile? You're on mute.
Yeah, hey Tori, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Teresa. I was looking at my pictures. I'll try to find the example that someone posted on Nextdoor that was in West LA, but it was larger than 500 feet.
Can you send it to me too?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. I think I took a screenshot of it. That's on Nextdoor.
Yeah, but can you see the picture that I have here, Ethan?
Yes.
Okay, so this is it, but you're saying instead of within 500 feet, you'd like for it to say 1 mile.
I would, to me, it doesn't matter if it's 500 feet, a mile, or, whatever. I wanted to include 23rd Street over behind me's house and the water catchment next to where Eileen lives, which is still park adjacent. That has also been an issue with people experiencing homelessness in the past as part of the special enforcement zone.
So Ethan, you see that bottom line on the top part before the bold line? It says within 500 feet of, and it gives a definitive address, right? So
Correct.
if it did that with Benny Potter, would that cover the area on 23rd that you're speaking of?
Probably. So we're talking about one block, not even a block away. We're talking about the next street corner.
Oh yeah, it will. Okay, that would cover it.
So it probably will cover the 500 feet. It might be 600 feet. I don't know. Right. But I did want that to be included since it has been a problem area.
Can we make sure that it's 500? I want to be, because
you'd love to be in the zone.
Exactly.
Yes.
This whole area over here, this is like Beverly Hills for them. So I just need to make sure that it's included. That's in that 500.
Yeah, well, it would be helpful because we have had problems with the area, that 23rd Street corridor is difficult. Just keeping it clean has been a problem.
Well, what would be helpful is if somebody could determine what the distance is.
Yeah.
Is that something you can figure out for us, Ethan? Is Ethan still here?
Yeah, he is.
I will do my best.
Okay, thank you. Because let's just be frank. We, Donna knows this, we reached out and requested that signage, and we did get some pushback from Roger, and Officer Mejia had to reach out to him and explain the situation at the park. And there is a process to do that. It's has to go through several different levels before it gets to the city council, because that signage has to be approved by city council. And as you guys know, we have some people who are progressive on our city council who don't necessarily want to have that kind of signage posted at parks. So if we can have as much information, I mean, I hope hopefully we don't have to do this. Roger seemed, after he talked to Officer Mejia, seemed to have a better understanding of the situation, especially since we have that MS-13 tagging and that other stuff, the gang stuff going on. But if we can say, by the way, we need this radius and give them more definitive data, which Mejia can give to him, because if we include Jaime and we include Kylene, we can say, here, these are all the problems. So we need it to be 800 feet, not just 500 feet. So.
Correct. And I guess, Teresa, I mean, pushing back on that same, thing, it would be, well, what address are they going to use for the park? Are they going to use the park? Are they going to use the South Seas house? Are they going to use the address for the auxiliary,
Yeah.
right? Because we're talking about 500 feet. Would the 500 feet include, if we use the park, is that including South Seas house? Is it not? Do we need multiple?
Right. Great question. I don't know, Ethan, what do you think?
I mean,
I
if
don't know.
they put a sign,
Thankfully, I mean, Donna did share the thread, the email thread that was going back and forth with Roger. So I was able to be privy to that, and that's what I sent. I did send a screenshot from Apple Maps with a circle saying this is the area and I included the South Seas house, and I included 23rd Street, and I included the water catchment. So
it depends on where you start your measurement.
and so that would include the annex all the way to 3rd Avenue. So it needs to be, like you said, the circle there. And even the signage, if it's on the 3rd Avenue side and on the Arlington side, it covers quite a bit.
Okay, I'm fine if however you guys want to do it. I mean, I'm good.
We're gonna have to battle. Once it's okay, if they can put 4 signs up, starting at 4th Avenue. We'll do fine.
It should be fine. It should cover it.
Yes. Because our problems are on both sides.
Okay, if we don't have any other business, I think we're
Thanks
ready.
everyone for coming
adjourn.
out tonight, because it means a lot, them hearing from us. And you heard what the chief said. It's gonna require us banging drums and making ourselves known. Because he knows his instructions are to take care of certain neighborhoods and keep up.
Yeah,
Well, it's clear. It's
that's
clear.
the point. Yep, it was very clear.